Hi, Anna. Hi, Maria. Hi, Kevin. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to this week's class. Um, sorry, I'm going to be coughing a little bit during the lesson, okay? So today we're going to talk about the past simple and the past continuous, okay? We're going to look at page 62, right? 62. And look at activity 1, okay? Work in pairs. Discuss the questions. Is it important to learn new things throughout your life? Why or why not? What new skill would you like to learn and why? Okay, so you can write out all of these answers, okay? And then you can send me your answers and I'll correct them for you, okay? For me, I think it's very important. It's very important to learn new things, not necessarily going back to school, going back to university, but it's always important to keep the mind active because when the mind stops working, then that's not good, at least in my opinion. And I think if you are not in the habit of learning something new, not continuously, but occasionally, then it's even more and more difficult when you do decide to learn something. What new skill would you like to learn? Huh? Maybe it's cooking, maybe it's a new language. Now, some of you are probably thinking English, but you already know some English, so you can't include English in that answer, okay? It's a skill that now you do not have. For me, it's been a desire of mine to learn how to knit, to make scarves and to make sweaters and woolly hats when it's cold in the winter. I have many, many needles and I always start, but I never continue. But one day I will. And a new skill that I was thinking about the other day, I'd like to learn calligraphy. The art of writing. Sometimes you see people's writing and it's fantastic. It's beautiful. So anyway, those are at least two of mine. So think about two skills that you would like to learn. Okay, so we're going to do activity 2. Listen to a telephone conversation between two friends, George and Joe. Why is George calling? Okay. I went to the academy the other day to get the CD to have the audio, and I got a CD, but it's from the old edition and it's totally different. So I'm going to try and read it to you, okay? um, and what I will do, I will raise my hand when it's George, okay? Or I will try and change my tone a little bit. Okay, so are you ready? Again, listen to a telephone conversation between two friends. Why is George calling? Hi, Joe. It's George. Oh, hi, George. Listen, I said the other day that I'm interested in taking an evening class. Well, as I was looking for the football results last night, I saw an ad for a comedy course. A comedy course? I didn't know there was such a thing. Yeah, I've got a friend who did a similar course a couple of years ago. I was quite keen on doing it myself back then, but didn't have the time. I'd forgotten about it until last night. So, what happens on this course? You learn how to tell jokes like a comedian. On the last night of my friend's course, she did a live performance in front of paying guests, including me. Really? How was it? Well, they weren't all great. There was this one poor guy who was so nervous that no one could hear him, so they stopped listening to him. While he was telling jokes, the audience were talking. I felt really sorry for him. That's not nice. Poor man. I know, but most people did really well, including my friend. The course really gave her loads more confidence, and she even said some of the things she learned were useful at work. Well, that's not so bad. Do you fancy it? Lessons are every Monday and Wednesday at the local college for a month. Sorry. I don't know. You've always been funny, but I'm not very good at telling jokes. I always forget the ending. I know you do. Look, it sounds scary, but it's the more difficult things in life that give you the most satisfaction. And it's a good chance to pick up new skills. Go on, let's try it. It's only twice a week for a month. Okay, so you can go back and listen again and answer the questions from activity 3. But first, why is George calling? What is the purpose? Right? George wants Joe to do a specific course with him. What type of course? A comedy course or a course about telling jokes. Okay? So, as I said before, listen again and decide if each sentence is true or false. Okay, again, stop the video. Okay, welcome back. So, number 1 was false. 2 was false. 3 was true. 4 was false. 5 was true. And 6 was true. If you'd like, what you can do for the false answers, write down why the answers were false, okay? And then you can send them to me and I will correct them, okay? All right. Again, working in pairs. Activity 4, not possible. If you can call somebody, you can talk about it. I don't know, might not be fun for some people. Would you like to attend this course? Okay. Would you like to participate in this course? Be careful with attend. Okay. Attend is not to listen, right? To attend. No, atender. No, it's a false friend. To attend is to participate, to go to class, to attend class. Okay, is to physically go. 2, what skills do you need to tell a joke well? Okay, what is necessary to tell a joke? Okay, some people tell stories and they tell jokes and you laugh hysterically. A different person can tell you the same joke and it's horrible and you don't laugh. So what's important when telling jokes? 3, do you think that people from other countries understand jokes from your country? Why or why not? So humor is very, very particular, isn't it? For me, to be honest, you know that my family is from Portugal, and you know that my husband and obviously some of my friends are Spanish. And we talk about comedy and comedians. My husband loves Jose Mota. I'm not a fan. I know a lot of people like Buenafuente. I don't like them either. Oh my gosh, Ella H. She's absolutely horrible. She's the worst of the 3. If I had to choose, I would probably watch Jose Mota. But I think it's very particular. But there are also some comedians from England that I don't think are funny at all, like Monty Python. I don't know if you know this group of comedians. Kevin, you might not know. They have a film called The Life of Brian. right? So that's very popular. I tried to watch it. Oof, 5 minutes, maybe. And then I had to stop. So in my opinion, it's very, very different to understand jokes from other countries. Okay, but write your own answers, and if you have any anecdotes, any stories to tell, then you can write that as well. All right, so in the listening activity, there are examples of uses of the past continuous, okay? When do we use the past continuous? Okay. So, for example, this is all at the back of your book, but I will tell you, here we go. If I say, I was cleaning the cupboard when I saw a mouse. I was cleaning the cupboard when I saw a mouse. So, let's see, we have an example sentence using the past continuous and the past simple. All right, so let's look here if you can see that. So, past continuous and the past simple. Okay, sorry, I wrote present here. That's not correct, sorry. This is the first action, okay? And the past simple is the second action. So always think of a sentence. What happened first and what happened to interrupt that action, right? So I was cleaning, da, 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 and I stopped cleaning. Why? Because I saw a mouse, okay? So the first action is with the past continuous, okay? An action that was in progress, cleaning, when another past action happened. I saw a mouse, okay? I can also say, when I saw a mouse, I was cleaning the cupboard, okay? But it's very strange, okay? So I was cleaning the cupboard when I saw a mouse. Also, when you see this word when, the verb that follows is in the past, okay? The next sentence I'll tell you is, I was reading while Bob was sleeping. Or Bob was sleeping while I was reading. Okay? So these two activities were happening at the same time, right? So I was reading and Bob was sleeping. It happened at the same time, but they're in progress at the same time, okay? And they're in the past continuous. So, sorry. Again, these answers, here's the sentence, right? I was reading while Bob was sleeping. And as the past example that I showed you with when I saw, with when, the verb that follows is in the past, okay? The same case goes for the verb or for the word while, okay? With while, though, you want the continuous, the past continuous, okay? It could be the present continuous as well, but it would be the continuous. Okay. And finally, you can also use it for a past temporary action, right? For example, I was working in Madrid for a month, okay? Only a month, temporary. And then I came back to Lugo. I was working in Madrid for a month, and then I came back to Lugo, right? A temporary situation. Okay, so what I want you to do is activity 5. Okay, you have sentences A to C from the conversation. Answer the questions. Okay, pause the video and come back. So 1B, 2A, and 3C. All right. Now, let's look at activity 7. Okay. Now it says work in pairs, and it says student A turn to page 135, and student B, turn to page 135, yes. And then student B, complete the funny story below with the correct past simple or past continuous forms of the verbs and brackets. And discuss your answers with another student B. So obviously, you can't do that activity, right? So both of you, or the three of you, do activity 7, please. Okay, so I apologize. So student, you both, or the three of you, have to do both activities, right? So the one that's here on page 62 and the one that's on page 135. Okay, so let's correct the answers for student A, okay? So student A, these are the answers from page 135, okay? So number 1, I was sitting, okay, was sitting. 2, was waiting. 3, sent. 4, was standing. 5, was looking. 6, noticed. 7, went. 8, had to. 9, asked. 10, did you attend? 11, explained. And 12, did you teach? Okay, and for student B, so this page, a father was walking. 2, noticed. 3, looked. 4, was expecting. 5, stopped. 6, saw. 7, feared. 8, knew. 9, discussed. 10, decided. 11, went. And 12, wanted. Okay? So those are the answers there. So in activity 8, it says, tell each other a funny story you just read. Okay? Which is funnier? So you can write a funny joke that you know, or you can write about a story that you heard. Okay? So again, you can send me what you write and I will correct it. Okay? Look at the school website for our email addresses of all the teachers, including mine. So let's go on to page 63 and look at the education section. Work in pairs and discuss the questions. What kind of student were you at primary school? Right? Primary. I hope you were all good students at primary. I think most people are good students in primary school. I'm not sure. Maybe not. I know I was a good person, a good kid. And I think I was a good student. I don't recall ever having a problem with teachers, and my parents seemed to be happy. What did your teachers say about you in your school reports? Right? Do you remember what your students or your teachers used to say about you in primary? Right? Oh, she talks too much. Or he's always singing music. Or, oh, she's very quiet. She needs to talk more. She is violent with her classmates, for example, right? So think about it. Maybe talk about it with your family, okay? In activity 2, we have school reports. Which do you think is the meanest? So not nice, right? The very, very worst report, the meanest. Have you ever had mean comments in a school report? Okay, so you can write the answers to those questions and again, email them to me, okay? In the questions in activity 3, it says read questions 1 to 6 and replace the phrases in italics with the phrases in bold in the text in activity 2 with a similar meaning. And you may need to make some changes, okay? So in the mean school reports, right? You have words that are darker. These are words in bold, right? You have made progress, set homework, revise for tests, finds it, sorry, hard to concentrate. I apologize. Finds it hard to concentrate, attends class, and registered for. Okay, so you have to use those words and replace them with the words in activity 3 that are in italics, like calligraphy. Okay, for example, excuse me, did you have difficulties paying attention? Number 2, give you schoolwork. 3, go to lessons. 4, improved. 5, sign up. And 6, prepare. So again, stop the video and replace the expressions. And then we'll come back and check. Okay, so number 1, find it hard to concentrate. 2, set homework. Right? The teacher gives homework. The teacher sets homework. The teacher sets exams. Okay? Attend class. So we talked about that before. It's to physically go to class. 4, made progress. To do better. 5, to register. 4, to sign up for a new course, for example. And to revise for tests. All right. Activity 5, adverbs. Find the adverbs in the text in activity 2. So again, the words that are in bold. And complete the sentences with the adverbs with similar meaning to the phrases in brackets. Okay? All the time, in the beginning, with a lot of effort, to give a brief summary, in a broad way, without any doubt, when something happened to you that you didn't want to happen, right? And before. So take a moment, okay, and answer those questions. Okay, so number 1, always. 2, originally. 3, hard. 4, basically. 5, generally. 6, definitely. 7, unfortunately. And 8, previously. All right. Now in activity 6, okay, look at the rules of life that you don't learn in school. Do you think they are true? Try and use at least 2 adverbs in your responses. Okay, so number 1, basically, life is unfair. Learn to deal with it, right? Things happen in life you can't control. Sometimes they're bad. It's unfair, right? Learn to deal with it. 2, you definitely will not be earning a $50,000 salary straight out of school, nor move into senior management until you have earned the right. Okay? So you will not be doing this, nor that. We use nor when you have 2 negative statements. You will not be earning a $50,000 salary straight out of school, nor move into senior management. Okay, so that's not going to happen, neither one. 3, how you treat the people around you is much more important than what grade you got, the mark you got in your exam, at school. Okay, it's more important how you treat people. 4, no matter how hard you work, there's no point unless you eat well, exercise, and get out in the fresh air. Interesting. So again, you can write out the answers to those questions and you can send them to me. Okay? Sorry. Sorry about the coughing today, guys. We'll see you next week. Take care of yourselves.